What is up, guys? It's Simply Nicole here, and I have another how-to for you, this time pea puree. And of course, I'm not shelling out the peas again, I'm using canned, but the ingredients are only peas. I'm starting off with only 2 ounces of breast milk to see how it goes, and then blending it. Look at that consistency, it's way too thick, so I'm going to have to add in more breast milk. I added in about another 3 ounces because it is so thick still. Consistency is a lot better, so let's go ahead and start putting into our containers. The problem is, I only had 1 container left, so I did end up having to put some in a Ziploc bag, and don't worry guys, I did end up using it immediately, and then I froze the rest. Now that I have done purees, I do know that it yields about 3 to 4 containers every time. This will be good for 2 to 3 days in the refrigerator and 6 to 8 months in the freezer. Thank you for watching, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Bye! Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it is. Today we are going to be making some homemade pumpkin puree. First step, no brainer. I'm going to open a can of previously mashed pumpkin. Trust me, the ingredients say just pumpkin. There's no additives to it. And then depending on how much you want to do, I did about 3 large scoops of pumpkin. And then I added about 2 ounces of breast milk to it just to see how the consistency would go. And of course, mix it until smooth. And then I did have to add a little bit more breast milk because it was too thick for what I would like. If your child is about maybe 6 months, it probably would have been a good consistency. And then I added a dash of cinnamon into the mixture. Cinnamon is actually really good for baby. It has a lot of antioxidants. Then we put it into these microwave and freezer safe containers. I did about 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces, but it's entirely up to you on how much your baby will eat. For 3 large scoops of pumpkin puree, I yielded about 4 containers. Finally, you're going to want to label your containers as a lot of purees tend to be the same color and such. I also put the date down. For refrigerated, it is 48 to 72 hours, and then in the freezer, it'll last 6 months to 8 months. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Hello, everybody. Today, we are going to be making apple puree. And of course, the only ingredients you're going to need are apples, breast milk, or formula. So instead of peeling the whole apple, I decided to chop up my apples first before peeling them. Once they're peeled, you're going to want to chop them up into roughly 1-inch cubes. Then it is machine time. You're going to want to put those cubes into your steam basket, and then your machine will let you do 15 minutes for fruit. And of course, I forgot to record it, but I went ahead and put in 2 ounces of breast milk in there. 2 ounces was too much for a single apple, so I will be putting in a little bit of banana to thicken it up as it's very watery. At this point, it's up to you, but I ended up doing about 1.5 to 2 ounces of applesauce into the containers. And finally, we're going to go ahead and label it because, let's face it, every pureed food looks pretty much the same. And finally, you're going to want to put the date that it was made. It'll last 48 to 72 hours in the fridge and up to 6 months in the freezer. Thank you guys for watching. Welcome to another how-to for purees. This time, we're going to be making pear puree. And let's face it, I don't have time to be cutting pears, so I used a can of pear halves. If you do decide to use this recipe, make sure you cut them into 1-inch cubes like I did here, pretty much mashed it. And then I added just a little bit of breast milk, or you can put in formula if you choose. Next, attempt and fail to put on the lid on the container. My baby food maker did have an auto blender, so that did work out perfectly to make the right consistency. I would say maybe blend it for maybe 1 to 2 minutes to get that right consistency. And look at that, first time, got it right. I put about 2 ounces of puree into the container and ended up making about 3 containers worth. And finally, make sure that you label the puree because, let's face it, all purees look about the same. And then put the date on there. It'll last 48 to 72 hours refrigerated and up to 8 months in the freezer. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and like this video and comment down below what puree that your baby has liked the most. And if you want to see more videos like this, please be sure to subscribe. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is. Today is another puree. Today we will be doing a yams or sweet potatoes puree. I just used the can. I didn't end up chopping it up myself. And I made sure that they were inch pieces and kind of mashed up to put in the blender. I put about 2 ounces of breast milk, but you can also put formula if you prefer. Then I started blending. My blender has a particular auto option that works great. Because of the density of the yams, it did turn out to be a bit thicker than I would have liked, so I went ahead and put a little bit more breast milk in there. And look at that, that's the consistency that I was looking for. And finally, we put this yummy goodness into containers. I did end up filling them up to about 4 ounces because I did start to run out of containers. And just for reference, 1 can of yams did make about 3 4-ounce containers. Make sure before you put them in the refrigerator or the freezer that you label it as yams or sweet potatoes and put the date. They will get 48 to 72 hours in the refrigerator and 6 to 8 months in the freezer. Thank you all for watching, and if you like this video, be sure to like this video and let me know if this puree works out for you. And if you would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe. Thank you all for watching. Bye!